All right, today we're going to go on a pretty epic journey. We're starting out with, well, everything, the entire universe. And then we're going to zoom in bit by bit until we land right here on our home planet. So, let's start the trip. It's pretty much the biggest question there is, isn't it? The word itself just feels massive, infinite. But to really get a handle on our own home, planet Earth, we kind of have to start here. So what are we actually talking about when we say the universe? I think the easiest way to wrap your head around it is to picture it like a movie. We're starting on the widest possible shot, and then we're just going to keep zooming in, from huge clusters of galaxies to our own galaxy, then to our solar system, and finally right down to our planet. So let's make that first jump. Okay, first stop, the galactic level. See, the universe isn't just a bunch of empty space. It's more like this giant cosmic web, and it's woven together with something like 2 trillion of these massive structures we call galaxies. You can think of them as the great cities of the cosmos. So what is a galaxy really? Well, if we stick with that city idea, a galaxy is like a sprawling metropolis made entirely of stars. Each one is just this huge collection of solar systems, sometimes hundreds of billions of them, plus all this gas and dust, and it's all held together by the incredible force of gravity. So our cosmic city, the one we live in, is called the Milky Way. And just like any city, we've got neighbors. Our closest major neighbor is the Andromeda Galaxy. And get this, it's so close that it's still 2.5 million light years away. In fact, our 2 galaxies are actually on a collision course, and they're set to merge in about 4.5 billion years. Wild, right? Okay, time to zoom in again. We're going from the scale of a whole galactic city down to a single street, our solar system. This is our local neighborhood. It's our little family of planets all orbiting our home star, the sun. So, this right here is the most basic relationship in our entire neighborhood. On one side, you've got a star, like our sun, which creates its own brilliant light. And on the other, you've got a planet, like Earth, which has no light of its own. It only shines because it's reflecting the light from that star. It's the exact same reason our moon glows at night. It's basically just a giant mirror, bouncing sunlight back at us. And the amount of energy the sun puts out is just staggering. I mean, its surface is burning at 6,000 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to turn any material we know of into vapor. This incredible furnace is the engine that powers literally everything in our solar system, from our weather right down to life itself. Now, our solar system has this really clear dividing line. You've got the 4 planets closest to the sun. These are the hot, rocky, inner planets. Then you cross an asteroid belt, and you get to the 4 massive outer planets, which are almost entirely made of gas. 2 very different neighborhoods. So let's meet the inner crew, the rocky worlds. You've got Mercury, the fastest planet. It zips around the sun in just 88 days. Then there's Venus, a toxic, super hot planet that we sometimes call Earth's evil twin. Then, of course, there's us, Earth, this amazing oasis. And finally, you have Mars, the cold, dusty red planet that might just be hiding secrets about life beyond our world. And now for the giants out in the suburbs. First, Jupiter, the absolute king. It's so big you could fit all the other planets inside it. Then there's Saturn, the jewel of the system with those incredible rings. Uranus is the oddball. It got knocked over somehow, and now it spins on its side. And way out in the dark, you've got the deep blue Neptune, so far away that one of its years lasts 165 of ours. Seriously, think about that for a second. For you to have just one birthday on Saturn, you'd have to wait 29 years here on Earth. That really puts the unbelievable scale of even our own solar system into perspective. So why are we so obsessed with Mars? Well, it's all about location, location, location. Earth sits in what we call the Goldilocks zone. It's not too hot, not too cold, but just right for liquid water to exist on the surface. And as far as we know, liquid water is the key ingredient for life. Mars is sitting right on the outer edge of that zone, which makes it our best bet for finding evidence that life once existed somewhere besides Earth. Okay, so for decades, we all learned there were 9 planets. But then, all of a sudden, one of them just got kicked out of the club. So let's finally solve the mystery. What on earth happened to Pluto? To get why Pluto got demoted, you have to ask the same question that astronomers were asking themselves back in 2006. As we started finding more and more stuff out there, they realized they needed to decide what actually officially makes something a planet. And these are the 3 rules they came up with. Number 1, it has to orbit the sun. Okay, simple enough. Number 2, It has to have enough mass, enough gravity, to pull itself into a round spherical shape. Makes sense. And number 3, this is the big one. It has to be the gravitational boss of its own orbit. It has to have cleared the neighborhood, which means it's either sucked up or thrown away any other big objects in its path. So here's the bottom line. Pluto checks the first 2 boxes, no problem. It orbits the sun, and yup, it's spherical. But it completely fails on rule number 3. And why does it fail that last rule? Well, Pluto's path around the sun takes it right through this super crowded area called the Kuiper Belt, which is just full of other icy objects. So instead of being the big gravitational bully on the block, Pluto is just one of thousands of objects hanging out in its own orbit. It hasn't cleared its neighborhood at all. So because of this, astronomers had to create a whole new category just for objects like Pluto, the dwarf planet. And it fits the description perfectly. It's round, it orbits the sun, but it shares its orbital path with a bunch of other stuff. So we've gone all the way from the scale of the entire universe, right down to a debate about a tiny, frozen world at the edge of our solar system. What does a journey like that really teach us about our own home? Really, it all just comes down to perspective. When you understand the sheer, mind-boggling scale of the universe, the trillions of galaxies, the billions of stars in each one, it really highlights just how unbelievably rare and precious our own planet is. It's this tiny, beautiful island of life in a vast cosmic ocean, and for right now, it's the only home we've got. So that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We know Mars is right there on the edge of that habitable zone, so what would it actually take for us to give it that final push it needs? What would it take to turn the red planet green? Thanks for joining me on this Cosmic Explainer.